Hello, all my YouTube folks out there. Just got a job interview with a bank, actually, coming up, and I just want to try and look as young as possible. And with my hair falling out, it's pretty ridiculous. So, just, got my hair cut. Or rather, I shaved my own head, which is how I usually go about it. My brother, VPR 5555, made a suggestion for a video. He said you should do a few things that you like or dislike about fall. Okay, I've decided that it's pretty easy to figure out what's nice about fall. It's cooler. It's a more holiday time of year. There's more family activities. Of course, some of these things, as usual, can be on both sides of the fence. So, I decided to do the things that I dislike about fall. If you guys want me to do some things, a video specifically about things I like about fall, let me know and I'll go ahead and do one. But, I'm trying to get some content up, so let's go ahead and get into this. My girl cat's right here. If Joe comes in here, I'll try and make him behave. He seems like he's in there cleaning himself for right now. All right, number one. These aren't necessarily in any order, but this is the way they came to my mind. Number one, pumpkin spice. Now, just to be fair, I used to love pumpkin spice. But I had a girlfriend for a while that I lived with when right before I moved up here. 2012, I think. Lived with her for a little while, and she had a roommate. And this roommate mentioned that pumpkin spice, and I hate that I might ruin this for some people, but pumpkin spice, especially in coffee, tasted like mustard. And like the second she said that, I couldn't stop tasting it. So I think it can still be all right, especially if there's like a lot of whipped cream and stuff like that. It's pretty good, but and I even tried some pumpkin butter recently, and I thought that was okay, but it's gotten to where I kind of like my pumpkin in a pie. Sorry, I'm dehydrated. I went for a walk today. Yeah, I prefer my pumpkin spice and pumpkin in pies these days, and not really too many other places. But again, there are people that love pumpkin spice. I hope I didn't just ruin it for you, but I can't stop tasting it. As a lot of you know, I live in Texas, and September 22nd, which is the first day of fall, it's kind of less than 10 days away, 9 days away. I guarantee it's still going to be just blistering hot. And even though it looks like it's going to be a little cooler year, it can be blistering hot into October. Sometimes they're passing out Gatorade for Halloween down here because it's hot. The heat in Texas can ruin a lot of things. It can even make a season seem shorter. Our fall and our spring tend to feel a little bit shorter, and our winter tends to feel a little bit more tame a lot of the time, just because of the temperature issues in this state. Number three, this is also election time every 4 years. So for a few years things are usually okay, and then the fourth year during the fall, things get really tense. This is when like a lot of the debates happen, and people hem and haw about and argue about who they're going to vote for, and politics is like everything, you know. So, you know, like the debate was just on. Chime away in the comments on that if you want. I tended to feel like Trump did exactly what I expected, but Harris tended to just sidestep a lot of questions and not really answer stuff, and that makes me nervous. But yeah, we just had the I guess technically second, although I suppose between these candidates it would be the first presidential debate. It doesn't look like there's going to be another one if Trump has his way. I think partly because she could come up with answers to those questions, and he doesn't want that. But yeah, the whole election atmosphere can really ruin every fourth fall, in my opinion. I think, you know, it's important, and we all need to take part and vote and everything like that. Just, you know, I just really like to not be thinking about it anymore by Thanksgiving, but that's what a lot of people do during Thanksgiving, is just complain about who won, you know, because you can't please everybody, right? Number 4, Christmas tends to show up earlier and earlier. Starbucks, I go to Starbucks for internet usage. It's where I upload most of these videos, in fact. Starbucks has been playing Christmas music, at least sporadically, since mid-August. Yes, mid-August. It's like every 30 songs you might hear one, and that'll start to kind of increase as we work into fall and closer to Christmas. They're running Halloween and Christmas at the same time in a lot of Walmarts and stuff now. They really try and push Christmas a lot of the year. Now, I suppose the Halloween Christmas thing, you can kind of blame Nightmare Before Christmas, because that was a brilliant movie in a lot of ways. It allows them to capitalize on two holidays, because you can run that movie during Halloween, and you can run that movie during Christmas, and let it have a little bit of a break in November, in like kind of the last couple weeks of October, and well, not really, but some of November you give it a break, and then Christmas shows up, and you know it's there again, or it just never goes away. Now I think last year it just stayed out from, you know, mid-September to you know, the end of Christmas. But yeah, Christmas starts rearing its head just earlier and earlier and earlier into fall, and it tends to stretch it out in a way that makes it less special. I think that I would appreciate Christmas more if it just was a couple weeks less a year, you know, 2-3 weeks less a year. If they didn't put Christmas out until Thanksgiving, or say mid-November rather than September now, I think that would be good. Last Christmas, I was stricken with plantar fasciitis in my right foot. Kind of happened around December 14th, and I limped around on a cane for, 4 months. It's just the last few months that I've really been able to walk again and stuff like that. So I enjoyed spending last Christmas with my family and everything like that. Also, my wife asked for the divorce in October, which is coming up, so it's almost been a year since she asked. and that really, for lack of a better way to put it, I really missed her. Regardless of how she feels about me, I think as a man, I just view a relationship and how it's going to go a little bit differently. And I really missed her a great deal, and I'm sure I'm going to miss her some this year too. But, you know, it is what it is. Number 5. I kind of got into this. So there's more events with family and work. The family events can be good. Assuming you get along, if you're married, assuming you get along well with your in-laws, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with them. You're probably going to spend some time with some family that you don't like, and you're probably going to spend some time with some family you do like. I don't have much family that I don't like that bothers with me anymore. And, you know, I wish that I saw my brother a little more often, but he doesn't live very close. But yeah, that, I guess that's one of those things that can be kind of both good and bad, just depending on how you kind of see it as an individual. The events at work can be, you know, I don't like to do the whole Secret Santa thing and everything like that. I have enough trouble spending money on my family and everything, so this really isn't. I just don't like work social events. Veronica, the little stick animated girl that talks about work on YouTube, she does a good video on social events at work, and it's like, if it's not mandatory, I'm not going, and if it is mandatory, there better be a good reason it is, and if it's mandatory, you better pay me. I'm just not enough about my job that I want to go do Christmas stuff or Thanksgiving stuff even at work. I'm certainly not going to stay after work for Thanksgiving dinner, for example, if they have it. I mean, that's nice. I might stick around a few minutes and, you know, put some turkey and mashed potatoes down, but I'm not going to, you know, sit around for 2 hours after work or anything like that. They probably want us in the next day, so, you know, some of you can probably take or leave that one. Number 6, as I know it, fall is a really big kind of time of year for spending. You know, this is when you do a lot of your Christmas shopping and everything like that, and you can spend a lot of money in the fall. You can spend a lot of money in December too, but you can spend a lot of money in fall if you are good about shopping early. But man, spending all that money can really, you know, be a little bit of a shock sometimes. I suspect since the economy is, you know, circling the drain a bit, people probably aren't going to do as much Christmas shopping this year. I'm not sure what people are going to do, but, you know, I think probably there'll be less gifts given out. Things like that. You know, kids might not get as many presents as they're used to getting. By the way, kids, you know, kind of when you get older, you know, even when you start being an older teenager, that kind of stuff matters a little bit less. And, you know, the time that you get, you know, away from school and with your family tends to matter a little bit more, I think. You know, like I almost don't, I very limitedly celebrate my birthday. I don't like people throwing me a big party or anything. I like to go out with my dad and my stepmom, and my brother and just do something small, and that's good for me. And if people adopted that attitude a little bit more, they might spend a little bit less this time of year. But some people do like spending money on others, so, you know, it is what it is. And number 7, this is, I guess, a little bit more of a worry for me because, you know, I live in an RV here. You start, and you know, a lot of valley people probably don't need to worry about this too much, but you need to start heating your place rather than cooling it. And if you don't have just a heater that you can, you know, flip on, like I really don't, then you can kind of get into a situation where you're having to buy natural gas a lot. You can run out of it and then have a really, really cold night. Me and the cats almost always run out of LP like in the middle of the night, or like right when we're going to bed or something like that. It's just something that you need to be prepared for. If you do use natural gas, especially if you use something like barbecue tanks, it pays to have a few of those on hand because you'll go through them pretty quickly. And if you also live in my kind of situation, you need to be very careful with space heaters. They can be deadly, you know. Anyway, that's 7 things that I'm not exactly enthused about when it comes to fall. You guys have a good weekend. It's Friday, it's Saturday morning now, 12:04 a.m. Saturday morning. Have yourselves a good weekend, and it's the 14th now. You know, do subscribe to my channel if you watch till the end. And if you want me to talk on a certain topic, leave it in the comments and I'll try and get a video done about it. goemonronin signing off, and you know, I guess happy holidays is probably appropriate at this point. Bye bye and good night.